I'm bigger and stronger than Mike Mentzer. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
Dr. Mike, first of all, I hope that you're being like tongue-in-cheek, because obviously your physique's nowhere near Mike Mentzer, even with all the PEDs that you're taking. A bag of shit that gets bigger is just a bigger bag of shit.
I'm bigger and stronger than Mike Mentzer. That's it. Yeah. So
That's it. That's it. Bigger and stronger is not the same as being fatter and heavier. I don't know how many times we need to say this. Shreddy is ready because we are taking a look at the video that sparked it all off.
I'm bigger and stronger than Mike Mentzer. That's it.
I've only seen the clips that everybody has seen from this video.
I'm more educated than Mike Mentzer. I know more things than Mike Mentzer.
Yeah.
But I have managed to find the full interview, and I'm sure there's going to be some absolute gold in this. My name is Shreddy, a professional wrestler and the 2022 NABBA Mr. Britain bodybuilding champion.
Have either of you ever given what you know to be bad advice?
Mike's full career has been built on this. We could literally sit here and talk. We could answer that question and say almost Mike's entire career is being built around this.
I think of at least 2 times I did that.
All right, let's go.
Many people don't know this about me, but I was actually very close with Michael Jackson in the early 80s.
So straight away we can skip this because it's just more shit crack from Dr. Mike.
Worst advice I gave. I did this all the time, by the way. I used to be an adherent of training to failure on every work set. Failure. Period. And I had some powerlifting buddies that did RIR training. And then I started telling people to do reps in reserve, and everyone blew up, and so did I. And I was like, but that's hardcore to do.
He blew up. If you think that Dr. Mike has blown up his physique, then let me know, because Shreddy can't see it. So, like Dorian Yates thought there was a problem with Dr. Mike's mental health or his eyesight.
Fear either for your eyesight or your mental health. A bag of shit that gets bigger is just a bigger bag of shit.
There might be the same problem with Shreddy because I just haven't seen this.
So, but I was already pretty smart. I could talk my way around a bunch of shit.
And that's exactly what most YouTube science-based lifting channels who make money from selling programs and workout routines and training plans, that's what they'll do. They'll overcomplicate everything to make you think you don't have a clue what you're doing. Because how much can you charge someone if you just give them an A4 sheet of paper with a basic routine on, tell them to train very hard, tell them to train until they can't do any more reps, follow the plan? How much can you charge for that? People see that one sheet of paper and they'll see no value in that. If you can bamboozle people and if you can bullshit your way into thinking you need a mesocycle and a microcycle and this cycle, we all know there's only one cycle you need.
Test, D-ball, it's just basic stuff.
You're not going to make much money from that, which is why these science-based lifters will overcomplicate literally every part of lifting, every part of diet, to make you feel stupid and to make you feel like you can't do, or you were wasting your time if you're not doing what they're doing, if you're not doing what they're saying. And in order to know that information...
So I went to 2 years of grad school and then 3 years of PhD school after that.
3 years, absolutely wasted. I'm currently doing my PhD, not in sports science like Dr. Mike, but I will be Dr. Shreddy one day. And those 3 years were completely wasted for Mike. Although, I'm going to take that back. Mike has managed to build a fantastic, financially successful career off the back of being Dr. Mike, even though his PhD was absolute poop.
I really nailed that in. So I both have an understanding of and a revulsion towards trends. I'm not trying to get on any trends, bro. I'm not 18 years old.
I'm not sure on the trends, but isn't coming out with new science that is flawed. The research studies don't actually apply to the people that would be following and watching Dr. Mike's channel. He caters predominantly to a bodybuilding audience or a wannabe bodybuilding audience. Now, not everybody who follows Dr. Mike is a competitive bodybuilder, but much of his content and the Dr. Mike persona is built around competitive bodybuilding. He wants to gain his pro card to prove that his methods work. If you are just looking at your casual person, why would you need to go to the extremes of trying to get an IFBB pro card to prove that your methods work? Your average person, the kind of change and results they need to make, not comparable to an IFBB pro. It's like saying, if somebody is setting up a local business, we need to follow Elon Musk's business strategy because he's a billionaire. Well, maybe he's the local business, just wants to be able to make 100 grand a year for him and his family, just a small little service-based business. It's a similar kind of thing. Your average person going to the gym maybe wants to lose a little bit of body fat, get a little bit of fitness. They are not looking to become a pro bodybuilder.
I heard about Mike Mentzer 20 years ago. He was like relevant in the 80s and then no longer. It was RIP. He just isn't around.
If we take a look at the bodybuilders in the 80s, who many people think have better physiques than the bodybuilders of today, which is subjective. Bodybuilding is a very subjective thing. But there's no denying that Mike Mentzer in the 80s looks way better. This isn't being subjective. This is very objective. Mike Mentzer looks better than Mike Israetel. So why disregard everything he said just because it was from the 80s?
A few other things he said which were insane, psychotic, totally dumb, and
I would also agree, based on other people smarter than me breaking down his stuff and a little bit of common sense. Some of what Mike Mentzer said. Remember, Mike Mentzer was a fucking smackhead. He was off his tits towards the end of his career. So yeah, a lot of what he said might be a little bit. Don't listen to it. What we've also got to remember here, joking aside, any pro level bodybuilder has great genetics. People might look at them and say, they don't have good genetics. To be a IFBB pro in the first place, you've got to have elite level of genetics to be able to either put on that much size, to be able to have the structure, to be able to have the symmetry, to be able to have the aesthetics required to become an IFBB pro. So just because a pro does something and it works for them doesn't mean it will work for you. Likewise, just because a scientific study conducted on 10 soccer mums over the space of 10 weeks does not mean that the results of that study will apply to you either.
the reason people are getting Mike Mentzer, as far as I can tell, is a few things. One, he had a cool mustache. Legitimate.
Bullshit. This is copium to the max. This is a sniffing the copium right here. Seriously, are you kidding me? He thinks that the reason that people want to train like Mike Mentzer is because he has a mustache. How about it's because his physique was subjectively very good? And how about it's because the idea for a lot of people of only doing one set is appealing because it means less time in the gym? No. That one set for the majority of people is no good because the majority of people do not train hard enough. Dr. Mike included. Most people need more than one set, in my opinion, because they don't train hard enough in the first place. So to break down the muscle, that's the mustache talking here, to break down the muscle, to put the muscle under enough stress, that's going to actually then make it grow back bigger, make it grow back stronger. Most people need more than one working set per exercise, definitely more than one working set per muscle group a week, which he's already said. But that is because most people just don't train hard enough. They can't train hard enough because they don't understand what hard training is. A lot of people, just when you see them training, a lot of people I just see in the gym, they'll stop the set just as the burn starts, just as the maybe starting to feel a little bit of discomfort. Those kinds of people cannot train Dorian Yates style or Mike Mentzer style, because they cannot train with the level of intensity required. So don't confuse those two things. But the fact that he's saying...
Two, it's like tough guy thing of going to failure. Like one fucking hard set. And it's simple. People like simple. People get anxious when they see complexity. And
God forbid that people like simple. And bodybuilding can be simple. But the majority of people, we don't need to overcomplicate this.
I'm a man. I don't like to think a whole lot. I like to go No offense, it's not the case for most people, but some people gravitate towards that philosophy because, like, real talk, they're just fucking lazy. One set a week of legs, that's all you do.
The amount of drugs that Dr. Mike takes because he doesn't have the willpower that he thinks he's got to diet. The fact that he doesn't train hard. Is he lazy or is he crazy? Shreddy thinks he's a little bit of both.
Mike Mentzer's advice on diet. What? Motherfucker was around in 1982. I don't give a fuck what someone from 1982 said about diet.
Maybe if you followed some of Mentzer's advice, you might have done better when trying to get your IFBB Pro card the last time you competed instead of coming last. Not only did you not have the proper tan, maybe you were missing the proper mustache as well.
You know, Mike Mentzer was impressive for his time, but he wasn't impressive in an absolute sense.
Because obviously your physique's nowhere near Mike Mentzer.
Yeah. Like, did he have some kind of insight that the rest of us didn't? I'll tell you right now, the answer is no.
At the time he did though, because he was trained very differently to most of the bodybuilders, and arguably he should have won the Olympia that Arnold came back and won. Politics, but bodybuilding, what are you going to do about this? What's funny here is just to hear that Johnny's kind of like not saying anything. He's just letting Mike almost like, imagine he's got the the shovel, right? He's doing the Undertaker. He's fucking burying. He's digging the grave. Johnny's just letting him bury himself here because the content that so many people have had off the back of this interview is absolutely incredible.
He's just being snooty. I don't really mean all this. I mean, factual stuff.
I know what's coming. We all know what's coming.
I'm bigger and stronger than Mike Mentzer. That's it. Yeah. So
That's it. Bigger and stronger is not the same as being fatter and heavier. I don't know how many times we need to say this. I don't know how many times Mike needs reminding of this. Fatter and heavier does not equal bigger and stronger. It does not mean you've got a better physique. You objectively have a worse physique than Mike Mentzer. Not a single person is looking at Mike Mentzer and Dr. Mike side by side and thinking that Dr. Mike is bigger and stronger than Mike Mentzer. And Dorian summed this up perfectly.
Your physique's nowhere near Mike Mentzer.
that changed the game. I'm more educated than Mike Mentzer. I know more things than Mike Mentzer.
Okay, so you've got more of an education. Yeah, you've got your PhD, which we know is 200 hours in it. We know that it's not a good piece of work. We know that you admitted that it's not a good piece of work. So, okay.
And I've learned everything he did and then everything after. Yeah. And so there is that too, where it's like, why are you guys worshiping this guy?
Now, this video might come across that I'm just bashing Mike. It's the absurdity of the Mike Mentzer comments that we're all taking the piss out of, and what I want to highlight. I genuinely was interested to see what else he was saying. A lot of the stuff that Mike is saying does seem logical, and I would agree with. It's just those couple of things he said out of 10 is just massively delusional.
Amazing insights to take away. So if you have a current routine that you're doing, you think it's a little too much, you think the quality sucks, cut your volume by half, multiply your intensity in every set by 2 or whatever to go to maximum.
That's surely a better way of trying to help people by keeping it simple. Like, if you're not getting results now, cut down the volume and just train twice as hard. Whatever level of effort you're putting in now, just double it. That's like so easy for anybody to understand.
And then fucking go to town, you'll probably get great results. Yeah. But Mike Mentzer, especially towards the end of his career, got to saying some kind of kooky shit. Like, maybe...
I agree completely. So this is like, I don't this is come across as a hit piece or a bad faith piece. This is like, I agree completely with what he's saying here. Mike Mentzer was crazy by the end. Absolutely mental. He was on, was it meth? Crack? I don't know, I'm not down with all of the drugs. He was just mental. Not long before his death, he was absolutely off it.
Maybe we should only be training muscles once every 2 weeks, maybe one working set per muscle per week, regardless of exercise. Yeah. Anyone who does any more than one set, and a lot of his philosophical shit was just nutty.
Yes.
And like,
agree completely. Like, he was a mad bastard. Simple as that, he was mad. But people in 40, 50 years will probably look at Dr. Mike the same because of all the gay jokes that he makes, his weird sense of humour, his over-sexualisation of, like, everything. People will surely look back and just think, like, Dr. Mike was very, very weird.
Like, once you do one hard set, your muscles are done. Like, or you rest 3 minutes and you do another hard set. Like, do you guys get tired from one set? What the fuck is wrong with you? You're real bad.
So this is kind of like how Dorian as well, which was the natural progression of the high intensity style training. Dorian has said, like, he would, earlier on in his career, he would do a little bit more sets, and then as he developed, he didn't need to be doing as much. He knew by that point exactly how much he needed to do.
You take like a pro bodybuilder through a pull workout, we just one set of pull downs hard. Yeah. He racks it, he's tired, and then he's like, all right, what else? You're like, it's time for biceps. He'd be like, what about more back? He's like, nah, we're done. He's going to be like,
that's going to grow.
What?
In my opinion, I'm not an expert, I'm a mediocre amateur bodybuilder who likes to wrestle on a weekend in spandex. A single set is not going to be enough, in my opinion. You have to do multiple exercises, and this is a very popular way that British bodybuilders train, thanks to John Peters, trained by JP.
But it worked for me. I've only been doing this for years, and I got the best gains ever.
And what I encourage you to do is not just stick to the thing that worked for you, but play with it on the margins, right?
Good. Like, again, I agree with this, but this is where a lot of, I think, the heat comes from with people like Dr. Mike, and I don't want to name specifics in this video, but other science-based, I hate to even say science-based lifters, because we're all, to an extent, science-based lifters, because science is backing up what we need to be doing, and what even the bodybuilders back then, science has shown that, this is a way to work, but not everyone has to train one set of failure. Some people can get results, other people can train in a different way. Some people can diet better on high carbs and low fat. Some people can diet better on low fat, high carbs. There's multiple ways. There's a lot of ways to do things wrong in bodybuilding, but there's a lot of ways to do things right as well. And I think this is what Mike's going to say. Just be open to playing with variables. And that's That's a bang on. Like, that's perfect if he says that.
Let's say you absolutely adore blondes and you love.
Right, what's he going on about here? Like,
Don't take shit religiously. Try it. If it's got validity, it's the general idea that.
and that's a perfect way to end this video off. Don't take anything religiously, whether that's coming from a pro bodybuilder and their attitude is, oh, well, it works for me. Okay, cool, but you are also taking loads of PEDs and you've got mint genetics, so is that going to work for me or for you? Don't know, try it, see what it's like. It might not. Listening to a science-based lifter with no physique whatsoever, no results that they've attained themselves, but they're just quoting research, stats, data, textbooks. If you want to give it a go, give it a go. If you've bamboozled and if you're impressed by the knowledge that they're talking, give it a go. But if it doesn't work, don't stick to it. Find what works best for you. It's home time for the Jack Sack Daddy Shreddy, but before we do close this out, please subscribe to the channel if you like this video, hit the like button, let me know down below if you think that Israetel is bigger and stronger than Mike Mentzer, and until next time, stay with me Shredheads, keep clanging and banging.